Do you actually know if your cat sees you as their parent? Most owners think they do, but the real signs are easy to miss. They are not just following you, sleeping near you, or asking for food. Cats reveal this bond in much deeper ways, and if you do not know what to look for, you will miss the moments that prove how your cat truly sees you. Stick around, because by the end of this video you will never look at your cat's daily habits the same way again. Let's start with the sign most people completely overlook. 1. They knead on you before falling asleep. Ever wonder why your cat pushes their paws into you over and over right before they drift off? Most people call it making biscuits and leave it at that. But what your cat is actually doing in that moment is far more emotional than you think. When kittens are born, they knead against their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. It is one of the very first things a cat ever learns to do. It is pure survival instinct tied directly to comfort, warmth, and safety. And here is where it gets interesting. Cats outgrow nursing, but they never outgrow kneading. When your adult cat climbs onto your lap, pushes their paws into you, and slowly starts to close their eyes, they are replaying a behaviour that was only ever meant for their mother. That is not just affection. That is a neurological loop that tells their body, I am safe. I am home. And this person is safe. A study published in Behavioural Processes found that cats retain certain infantile behaviours almost exclusively in the presence of their primary caregiver. Kneading is one of the clearest examples. Sure, some cats will knead on a soft blanket or a warm lap they just met, but the full ritual, the slow pause, the heavy eyes, the deep purring right before they fall asleep on you, that combination is reserved for the person they feel safest with. That is not random comfort, that is your cat telling you that you are their safe place. And if this one surprised you, wait until we get to the last sign at the end of this video. Because there is one thing your cat does with their eyes that most owners see every single day and have no idea what it actually means. There is also a smaller detail hiding inside this same behaviour that almost nobody talks about. Some cats do not just knead, they also drool a little or suck gently on a piece of fabric while they do it. Vets often trace this back to kittens who were weaned too early. When a cat combines kneading with this kind of soft, almost nursing motion, it is an even stronger signal that your presence brings them back to that earliest, most vulnerable stage of their life. The stage where survival depended entirely on one figure. You, too. They talk to you, but not other cats. Have you ever noticed that your cat meows at you constantly, but almost never makes that sound around other cats? Most people assume meowing is just what cats do, but the truth is, it is almost entirely a human thing. Adult cats in the wild rarely meow at each other. They hiss, they growl, they chirp, they use body language. Meowing is something kittens do to get their mother's attention. It is a baby call. A come here, I need you signal designed for one relationship and one relationship only. And as cats mature, they usually drop it completely, unless they live with you. Researchers at Cornell University found that domestic cats develop a unique vocal range tailored specifically to their owner. That means your cat is not just meowing, they are speaking a personalised language they literally invented for you. They learned which pitch makes you look over, which tone gets them fed, which little sound makes you talk back. None of that is accidental. That is a communication system built on the same foundation as a kitten calling for its mother. Think about it. Other people might get a meow here and there, but the full range, the specific tones, the back and forth conversations that happen at 2 a.m. For no reason, that is something your cat built over time with you and only you. And every time they use it, they're reinforcing a bond that started the moment they decided you were the one worth talking to. What is even more interesting is that many owners can actually tell their cat's moods apart just from tone, without even realising they learned it. A short, clipped mew usually means a quick request. A long, drawn-out one often means something more urgent, like an empty food bowl or a closed door standing between them and you. You did not study this language in a classroom. You picked it up the same way a parent learns to understand a baby's different cries, through repetition, closeness, and attention. That in itself is proof of how deep this bond really goes. And hey, if this is making you see your cat a little differently right now, hit like and subscribe. Let's get this to more cat owners who have no idea their cat chose them a long time ago. 3. Your cat greets you like you were gone for days. Ever walk through the door after being gone for 20 minutes and your cat sprints toward you like you just came back from war? The tail shoots straight up. The chirps start. Maybe they even rub their entire body against your legs before you can even put your keys down. Most people laugh it off. But what is actually happening in that moment is one of the strongest signs your cat sees you as their parent. Kittens greet their mother with the exact same ritual. The tail goes vertical, which in feline body language is the clearest signal of trust and excitement a cat can give. The chirps and trills are sounds kittens specifically use to communicate with their mother, not with other adult cats. And the full body rub is not just affection. Your cat has scent glands along their cheeks, flanks, and the base of their tail. When they weave through your legs like that, they are reapplying their scent to you. They are saying, "You are mine, and I need everyone to know it." A study published in PLOS One found that cats show significantly more affiliative behaviours toward their primary caregiver after even short separations. That means your cat is not being dramatic. Their nervous system genuinely registers your absence, and when you return, their body responds the way a kitten's body responds when its mother comes back to the nest. You're not just someone who walked through the door. You are the person their whole system was waiting for. Some owners even notice their cat checking them after a longer trip, sniffing their shoes, their bag, their hands, almost like they are rereading where you have been. That is not suspicion. That is a kitten-style reunion ritual, making sure the parent who left is really fully back. 4. Your cat follows you everywhere. Why does your cat insist on being in whatever room you're in, even when there is absolutely nothing interesting happening there? You go to the kitchen, they're right behind you. You walk to the bedroom, they beat you there somehow. You close the bathroom door, and suddenly there is a paw sliding underneath it, like a tiny furry hostage negotiator. Most owners assume their cat is just curious or hoping for food, but the real reason runs much deeper than that. In the wild, kittens follow their mother everywhere, not because they want to, because they have to. A kitten that wanders off alone is a kitten that does not survive. That instinct to stay close to the one who keeps you safe is hardwired from birth, and for a domestic cat who sees you as their parent, that wiring never shuts off. What makes this even more telling is that cats are naturally independent animals. They do not follow just anyone. If your cat trails you from room to room, they are not being clingy or needy. They're running the same survival software that kept them alive as kittens. Their brain is telling them, stay near the one who protects you, and that person is you. It is not dependence. It is the deepest form of trust a cat can show while they are awake. They have decided that wherever you go is the safest place in the house, not the warm spot by the window, not the cozy corner of the couch. You. This also explains something a lot of owners find strange. Why a cat will sometimes sit and watch you do the most boring tasks imaginable, folding laundry, washing dishes, typing at a desk. They are not bored, they are stationed. In their mind, keeping you in sight is the job, and it is a job they take seriously. 5. Your cat sleeps right next to you. Have you ever wondered why your cat has an entire house full of comfortable spots, but still chooses to sleep pressed up against you? They have beds, blankets, windowsills, that one box they are obsessed with, and yet when it is time to actually fall asleep, they come find you. This one is bigger than most people realise. Sleep is the single most vulnerable state a cat can be in. In the wild, a sleeping cat is a defenceless cat. Every instinct they have tells them to find the most hidden, most protected spot possible before they close their eyes. So when your cat chooses to sleep right next to you, they are making a decision that goes against millions of years of survival programming. They are saying, I trust you more than I trust my own instincts. Kittens sleep piled on top of their mother and siblings because that is where they're safest. The warmth, the heartbeat, the scent, all of it signals protection. A 2019 study led by Christine Vitale at Oregon State University found that around 65% of cats display secure attachment behaviours toward their primary caregiver, mirroring the same patterns seen between kittens and their mothers. That means when your cat curls up against your leg at 3 a.m. or wedges themselves between your arm and your chest, they're not just getting comfortable. Their nervous system is telling them, "This is where I am safest in the entire world." You are not just a warm body to them, you are their nest. Interestingly, where a cat chooses to sleep on you can say even more. A cat that sleeps near your feet is often keeping watch, staying alert while still close. A cat that sleeps on your chest, right over your heartbeat, is doing something almost identical to a newborn kitten pressed against its mother, syncing with the one rhythm that has meant safety since the very first day of its life. 6. They stare at you and slowly close their eyes. Remember at the beginning of this video when I said there is one thing your cat does with their eyes that most owners see every single day and have no idea what it actually means? This is it. You're sitting on the couch, maybe reading, maybe watching something, and you glance over at your cat and they are just staring at you. Then slowly, deliberately, they close their eyes and open them again. Most people barely notice it. Some think their cat is just sleepy. But what just happened in that moment is one of the most meaningful things a cat can do. In the feline world, direct eye contact with closed or narrowed eyes is the ultimate sign of trust. A cat that stares at you and slowly blinks is telling you, "I feel so safe with you that I am willing to shut off my vision in your presence." For an animal whose entire survival depends on being alert, that is not a small thing. That is everything. A study published in Scientific Reports found that cats are significantly more likely to slow blink at their owners than at strangers, and that when owners slow blink back, cats respond with even more affiliative behaviour. That means this is not a one-way signal, it is a conversation. Your cat says, "I trust you," and when you blink back, you're saying, "I trust you too." Most owners have been having this exchange for years without ever knowing what it meant. But that is not the last sign. There are a few more, and some of them are even easier to miss than the ones we just covered. If you have made it this far, stay with me, because sign 9 is one almost no one talks about. 7. They show you their belly, even though they don't want you to touch it. This one confuses a lot of owners. Your cat rolls onto their back, exposes their stomach, maybe even stretches out fully in front of you, and the second you reach out to pet it, they grab your hand or bolt away. People assume the cat is being contradictory or moody. It is actually the opposite of confusing once you understand what the belly means to a cat. A cat's stomach is their most vulnerable, least protected area. There is no fur density there to soften a blow, no bone structure guarding vital organs the way the ribcage does. In the wild, an exposed belly is an invitation to attack. So when a cat rolls over in front of you, they are not asking for a belly rub. They are showing you, with their entire body, that they do not see you as a threat at all. Kittens roll over for their mothers constantly, not as a trick, but because total exposure in front of her is safe. Your cat rolling over in front of you is them recreating that exact same feeling. The fact that they still flinch when you touch it is not a contradiction. It simply means the trust is about visibility and vulnerability, not necessarily about physical contact. Showing you is the gift. Touching is a separate negotiation entirely. 8. Your cat brings you gifts. If your cat has ever proudly dropped a dead bug, a toy, or in the worst cases, an actual little critter at your feet, you already know this one. Most owners react with a mix of horror and confusion. But biologically, this is one of the clearest parent-style behaviours a cat can display. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens. At first it is dead, so the kittens can learn to eat it safely. Later, as the kittens grow, she brings it back alive, so they can practice hunting for themselves. It is a teaching behavior, step by step, designed to prepare her young for survival. When your indoor cat, who has never had to hunt to survive, still brings you a toy mouse, or, occasionally, something far less pleasant, they are running that exact same maternal program, just reversed. In their mind, you are the one who needs to be taught, or perhaps fed. Either way, it is not random, and it is not a mess they are making on purpose. It is one of the highest compliments a cat can pay you, treating you the way a mother cat treats her own kittens. 9. Your cat checks in on you. This is the sign almost nobody talks about, and it is one of the most telling. Some cats have a habit of wandering off, doing their own thing in another room, and then randomly walking back to find you, just to sit near you for a minute or rub against your leg once, before wandering off again. This looks like nothing to most owners, but it is actually a behaviour seen in mother cats and their kittens once the kittens are a bit older and start to explore independently. The kitten wanders, gains confidence, but periodically returns to the mother to re-establish that sense of safety before heading back out to explore again. It is called proximity seeking, and it is one of the clearest markers of secure attachment in developmental psychology, not just in cats, but across mammals, including human children. If your cat does this with you, wandering the house, then circling back to touch base, they are treating you exactly like a secure base. You are the anchor point their entire exploration of the world is built around, even inside your own home. 10. They watch you sleep. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning and caught your cat just sitting there, staring at you? Not meowing, not trying to wake you up for food, just quietly watching. Some owners find this unsettling the first few times it happens. In reality, it is one of the gentlest signs of attachment your cat can show. Cats are natural guardians of their sleeping group in the wild. Even though your cat is not physically capable of protecting you from anything significant, that instinct to watch over a sleeping, vulnerable member of their group is still there. When your cat quietly sits and watches you sleep, they are doing the feline equivalent of a parent checking on a sleeping child. It is not about action. It is about presence, making sure that when you are at your most defenseless, someone is keeping watch. 11. They headbutt you. That little bump your cat gives you with the top of their head, sometimes gentle, sometimes surprisingly forceful, is called bunting, and it is one of the most affectionate behaviours in a cat's entire repertoire. Cats have scent glands concentrated around their forehead and cheeks, and when they headbutt you, they are marking you as part of their trusted circle. But bunting carries an extra layer of meaning beyond scent marking. It is a behaviour kittens use with their mother from a very early age, nuzzling into her for warmth, comfort, and reassurance. When your adult cat headbutts you, especially if they follow it with resting their head against you for a few seconds, they are combining scent marking with that original comfort-seeking instinct. It is your cat saying two things at once: you belong to me, and you make me feel safe. 12. They imitate your routine. This last sign is subtle, and most owners only notice it once someone points it out to them. Cats who see their owner as a parental figure often start mirroring pieces of that person's daily rhythm. They wait by the door around the time you usually come home, even without being trained to. They show up in the kitchen right before your usual mealtime, not necessarily because they are hungry, but because that is when they know you will be there. They settle down for the night around the same time you do, instead of following their naturally nocturnal instincts. Kittens naturally sync their sleep and activity cycles to their mothers for the first weeks of life, because staying on her schedule keeps them close and safe. A cat who has quietly adjusted their entire day around your schedule, instead of the schedule their biology would otherwise prefer, is doing the same thing. They have built their whole rhythm of life around yours, because in their mind, you are the centre it all revolves around. So if your cat needs on you before sleep, talks to you in a language they built just for you, greets you like you have been gone for days, follows you from room to room, sleeps pressed against you, slow blinks at you across the room, shows you their belly, brings you gifts, checks in on you throughout the day, watches over you while you sleep, headbutts you with real affection, and quietly rearranges their entire day around yours, that is not a coincidence. And it is not just a pet being a pet. That is your cat telling you, in every language they have, that you are not just their owner. You are their parent, their protector, and their whole world. If you recognised even half of these in your own cat, let me know which one hit you the hardest in the comments. And if this video changed the way you see your cat, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another cat owner who has no idea just how deeply their cat feels about them.